Hey everybody, it's Evan with Let's Do This, and today I'm going to be replacing the carb on my Craftsman self-propelled mower. As you can hear, I got it fixed. So I'm going to go ahead, and what I tried to do initially was clean the carb, because you always hear that that's what you should do, right? That's part of manhood. You got to clean out that carb. Well, I'm showing you right now. I take it off more than once, so this is the fast version of cleaning the carb. Draining the gas. I didn't think about it first, but I could have clamped it, but I'm trying to get most of the gas out of there. I already poured it all over the place. So here's coming out of the bowl of the carburetor. It's dirty, so this is definitely a fouled up carburetor, so it definitely needs a good cleaning. So I just dumped that bowl right into the gas. I don't do a full rebuild. I'm not going to take all the carb apart and the pins and all that. So I just figured if I give everything a good cleaning, flush it with carb cleaner, put it in gas, flush it out, that should do the trick. So I clean everything. As you can see, when I initially took it out, a big chunk fell out of there too that probably shouldn't be in a carburetor. So I go ahead and give it a good washing, clear out the old gasket, got new gasket kit for it. Put everything back together, clean up the bowl, because obviously if there's dirty gas in that bowl, it's going to pull it up into the carb, and that's what's going to make it go bad as well. So there you go. Could eat supper out of that thing. It's so clean. Dirty socks. That's not dirty. They're clean socks. But keep all the old clothes around for the kids, and then you can use them as shop oil rags. So that's a good tip. Little socks come in handy all the time. So there's two different chokes on this particular mower. There's an air choke where you pull the cord and it pulls the choke out. And then there's actually a temperature choke, and that comes into play a little later. So as you can see, I cleaned out the carb. The next day I came back, cleared it all out, and checked for gas because it doesn't want to run. Give it a few pulls. It just doesn't want to go. So what I should have done is spent the $14 and just gotten a new carb instead of spending 3 hours cleaning the old one. So in this case, it's better just to replace the carburetor. I did the same thing in my four-wheeler. I have a video on that as well, replacing the carburetor, because I was not about to clean out another carb when I can just replace it. For that one was $30. This one was $15. I'll put a link in the comments if you're here specifically for replacing a carburetor on a Craftsman self-propelled mower, especially one with the temperature choke as well as the air choke. So that's why there's two choke wires coming to the carburetor here. Just remember how you had everything set up when you place it to the side. You want to make sure that flap on top is going the right way. And there's a little wire along with the metal rod connecting to the carburetor. And I think that's just for tension. I really don't know what it's for, but it's probably important, so put it back where you found it. Take out the gas line, and this time I finally found a scissor clamp that I had, so I can actually clamp off the end of the gas hose. Finally got a use for that thing. I never knew what it was for. So take off the old carb. Make sure to take all the wires out of there first. So this carb had a pin coming out the top that the temperature choke control goes on and pulls. The new carb does not have that pin coming out the top, and I didn't realize it after I put it all back together. New carb kit also comes with new gaskets and a gas line if you need it. I mean, there's a lot in that thing for $14. I mean, I wish I would have known about this sooner. I would have just replaced the carb in the first place, especially for small engines. They're really cheap. I'd rather put one of these in every few years than have to clean it out. So it just fits right in there. Then you know you got the right one. So finding the right gasket for each side. It's important too. Hooking up the gas, temperature choke, air choke. And this is when I give it a few rips. I put a new battery in it too because it does have a electric start. So it wasn't running very good, and I found out it didn't have that pin on the top. See that? That's one that has the knob up the top. That's so the temperature choke can pull that to open up the choke more if it's cold. So what I ended up doing is I drilled a hole out the top of my carburetor on the plastic piece where that pin is on the old one. And I actually take a nail and I do epoxy on a nail, 2-part epoxy, very strong, marine grade. You don't want to be mowing the lawn and all of a sudden this thing comes off on you. So I go ahead and make sure the nail fits. I just have a little finishing nail. Make sure it fits. This is what it's supposed to do. Open that choke, close the choke. So again, 2-part epoxy. Mix it up real good with my nail. This stuff hardens in 3 minutes. So I'll know real quick if it's going to work or not. This was just a nice idea I had right away when I noticed that the mower wasn't running. Then I had to look at the old one and the new one and try to figure out what the heck the deal was. So that nail pushed in there real clean. I'm going to just hold it with the pliers, give it a few taps with the hammer so it goes all the way through. And then I end up putting a little bit more epoxy around it just to be sure. And as you can see, the nail goes down there real good. There we go. So then when I put the temperature choke on, the little hook on there will be able to pull that needle and open up the air intake for the choke. Yep, works just as it should. So now we can go ahead and put it all back together again. I took this thing apart probably 4 or 5 times during filming this because I'd forget to put one of the gaskets on, or I needed to put the needle on top of there. That gasket I just left on there because I didn't want to have to go through scraping it off, and it was intact and it didn't show any signs of leaking. So I went ahead and just reused that one. So make sure you thread that in just like you found it. It goes right over the bolts for the carburetor. Make sure everything's moving freely. And then when I put on the air filter box, it clears that nail on the top too, so that's good. I wasn't really thinking about that when I was putting it back together, but then I pulled it on a few times and it still moved, so got lucky there. I was going to maybe have to shave down the nail, but I didn't have to. Air filter back on and give it a few rips, and we got it running. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Let's fix some more stuff together. Let's do this.